Hey, what's up guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be going over how to find the perfect sensitivity in Fortnite. I'm going to start off by going over a few pro player sensitivities, my sensitivity, then going in depth with your playtime and whether it's better for you to choose a higher or lower sensitivity. Then I'm going to take you through a little edit and aim course I made, which will help you train your chosen sensitivity so you can build that muscle memory and get some consistency going. But just before the video starts, if you guys could drop a like and subscribe if you're new, that'd be greatly appreciated. Currently on the grind to 100k subs, and I got some crazy stuff planned for when I hit it. Also, anytime throughout the video, if you'd like to follow me on any of my other socials, they're just going to be at the bottom of the screen. Any questions at all, just DM me on Twitter. Alright, let's get started. How to find the perfect sensitivity is probably the most frequently asked question I get when streaming. And to be truthful, there's no right or wrong sensitivity, but there are definitely boundaries in which you want to stay between to get the best possible sweet spot between moving fast enough to turn quickly, but slow enough to actually hit shots. And that's all we're looking for. Not too quick where you don't hit shots, but not too slow where you feel like a bot. So what's the right sensitivity? The answer to that varies from person to person, and even pro players all have different sensitivities, so there's no one correct answer. But what I can help you with is what's the best sensitivity for you. Keep in mind, most pro players use Control Freaks, so if you haven't seen my Control Freak video, I highly recommend you watch that before watching this video, because it's basically the first step to better aim and it helps you control faster sensitivities. Now I'm just going to go over a few big controller players and their sensitivities, then I'm going to show you what I run. Starting with Ghost Innocence. By the way, all these players' links will be in the description. Innocence is one of my favorite players. He's a freak at the game, especially in high kills. He runs a 7x, 7y and 1.8 build sense. This is probably the most meta sense in the game. I'm actually thinking of switching to this myself because it's a nice low XY to hit shots, but a fast build sense to keep up with the quick builds and edits. Next we got Ghost Aiden, who runs a 7x, 6.5y and 1.45 build sense. This is about as low as you'd want to go unless you're really new to the game. Aiden has insane accuracy and hits almost all of his shots, and people may think his sensitivity is too slow, but the lower your sensitivity, the more consistent your gameplay is going to be. He's a prime example of consistency pays off. It's not all about fancy flick shots and fast movements. As long as you hit your shots and your builds are precise, then you can keep up with the pros. Next up we got FaZe Sway, who runs a sensitivity close to mine, 8.35x, 8.35y and a 1.325 building sense. This is definitely one of the fastest sensitivities among the pro players. This is the type of sensitivity that will make for cool flick shot clips and be more so a creative sensitivity rather than being super practical. For someone that plays more than 4 hours a day, they could probably get used to this, but I don't really recommend it if you're a casual gamer because it will result in hitting less shots than if you're running a more so 7x, 7y. Now over here we got Chronic Brain, who's an up and coming player for Chronic, running a 7.5x, 7.5y and a 1.47 build sense. I'd say this is probably the best sensitivity a controller player should run. Got that nice medium to high sensitivity with a fast build sense. As you can see, among top tier players, really high sensitivities have kind of died out ever since they released build sensitivities for controller players. Another Chronic player and a good friend of mine is Chronic Nade, who once again is staying in that sweet spot of fast but controllable, running at 8.25x, 8.25y and 1.4 build sense. This is basically the exact same as FaZe Sway's and similar to mine. Very good for an advanced player, nice, fast, but accurate aim with a good building speed. The meta used to be 9-9 and 10-10, but now the pros are dropping down to as low as 6.5s and 7 just to get the consistency of hitting shots. But lastly we have Zabi, who's a bit old school, running a 9x, 9y and 1.25 build sense. It's understandable that someone like Zabi is running such a high sensitivity because he's been playing high sensitivities ever since the game came out. Back in the day I used to run 9-9 as well, but when they released build sensitivities I slowly lowered my XY sense because I didn't play the game enough to maintain that good aim. Whereas someone like Zabi, who's playing the game a lot more than me and on the content grind, would be able to maintain hitting shots on that high sense, resulting in him not having to change. Unless you've been playing the game non-stop for the past year, I don't recommend going above 8 to 8.5 cents, just due to the fact that the risk of missing shots is not worth the reward of being able to spin around quicker. So what sense should you use? Well, I don't know you, nor do I know how much you play. We all have different school, work, and life commitments, which can be more important than playing Fortnite. But when you do get a chance to play, you have to ask yourself, how many hours do you play a week? If you're playing 2 hours a day, that's an average of 14 hours a week, which in the gaming scene isn't that much, which makes you more of a casual gamer, and I'd say play around with the 6 to 7 XY sensitivities. If you got a bit more free time in your hands, and you can play an average of 4 hours a day, that's around 28 hours a week, where I'm thinking start looking at the 7 to 8 XY sensitivities, but don't think you need to be on high sensitivities just because you play a lot. Ghost Aiden is a prime example of a low sensitivity, godly player. If you're playing any more than 30 hours a week, you're probably already really good at the game and have found your sensitivity that works for you. Whether that be high or low, it's up to you, but don't be afraid to try other sensitivities as there is no right or wrong sense. Don't think you're a bot because you play on 6x and 6y, but don't think you're a god just because you play on 1010. Both are broken mindsets. It's the consistency that conquers all, and it clearly shows among the mixed results we got when searching up players, yet everyone is really good at the game. Player going for high kills may want to choose a lower sensitivity because they come across a lot more players each game, which means they have to hit a lot more shots, whereas the scrim player might want to run a higher sensitivity because they need to be able to react and build quickly while coming across a lot less opponents. All in all, there is no right or wrong sensitivity, as every single player has their own unique sensitivity that works for their playstyle. I wish I could sit here and tell you that this XY sense is the magical sensitivity that will work for everyone, but it's just not like that. It comes down to you discovering what works for you. Now, build sense for most players was hovering around a 1.3 to 1.8. Me personally, I'm right in the middle of that because I like my builds to be super quick, but at the same time, I don't want to mess up a simple wall edit because remember, build sensitivity does affect editing sensitivity. ADS and scope sensitivities varied tremendously. There was no pattern with this whatsoever, but I'll be going over a few tips and that in just a moment. First, I just want to cover my settings. Now, as far as my settings, I haven't changed anything in a very long time. I'd say about 5 to 6 months, I've had the same settings. The only things I've changed is my ADS sense. So I'm running an 8x, 8y sensitivity with a 1.5 build sense. A bit of backstory behind me, I started playing in season 1 and have about 3,200 wins, so I played this game quite a lot, but as of lately, I'm only playing about 2 to 3 hours a day on stream because I don't enjoy the game as much as I used to. So I was thinking of lowering my sensitivity, but because I played on 8.8 for so long, there's no real point in me swapping. I'm happy with my sensitivity, I feel like I've found the perfect sense, and I don't see myself changing anytime soon. Now that I've gone over how to find your sensitivity, I'm just going to touch on a few things that will help you, including an aim and edit course that I made. So I made this course with Ella and Jesus. Their channel links will be in the description and the map code is up on screen now. It's a basic 3 to 4 minute course that consists of editing, aiming, and building. I play this a few times each day before I stream just to warm up, so I'll go through it with you now. Remember, if you want to support me, my videos, my streams, or more courses like this, if you press triangle right before starting the game, use creator code FLEA in the item shop, I'd really appreciate it. So basically, any analog stick movement is practice. So that's why editing courses are also good for your aim, because you're training that muscle memory in order to get down the consistency you see in all top controller players. Remember, consistency is the absolute key when getting used to any sensitivity, no matter what it is. So edit courses are perfect for that. I'm just going to quickly fly through explaining it, and then I'm going to actually do it. So this is my aim and edit course map. As you can see, the sections are colored. So you start off in the green section, and then you move to the orange section, and then you move to the red section, and then once you're finished, there's just the purple section there to free build in. As you can see, I've taken off all the roofs in this map just so I can fly through and show you how it's done. So there are a range of weapons that spawn. I normally pick up the pump, the tac, and the AK, and you start off just with 5 simple wall edits, and then to the left you do 2, to the right you do 2, left, right. Then you move on to 4 double edits, which lead into a 90s room. So as you can see, the arrows are pointing right, which means you do 1 triple 90 to the right and then another triple 90 to the right, and it should lead you up here. And then coming through here, now it's pointing to the left, so you want to do a triple 90 to the left and then 1 more triple 90 to the left, and it should lead you up here. And then up here you got pyramid wall double edits, which just leads over to the simple flat ramp double edits. Then you edit through this wall and you shoot the target on your right, left, edit through that wall, and then I pull out my AK and shoot the 10 targets on the wall, edit through that wall, and then you got 10 more targets further on. Then you edit through this wall, and this is where you just do simple drop downs until you get over to here, and then you do 2 side jumps to the right, 2 side jumps to the left, which leads to up here, which then you just do a single quad layer ramp rush, Then you do 190 here into a double ramp wall floor up to here. Then once you get up here, you just want to do simple double cone edits to create an archway to lead yourself out here, where you just jump, shoot the target, place a floor, then edit through the wall. Jump, shoot, edit, jump, shoot, edit 4 times. And then you've just got simple wall ramp edits through here. Leading over to here, where you just slide down the ice, shoot a target to your left, right. Then you just edit through that wall, edit through that wall. Then you just double edit down, shoot the target, double edit down, shoot that target, double edit down, shoot the target to the right, double edit down, shoot the target to the left. Then you edit down 3 times, shoot the target, edit down 5 times, shoot the target, then edit down 7 times, shoot the target, and then you're back at the start. Then if you'd like to afterwards, this purple area is just for free building. Now here's me actually doing it.
Shots in my brain. I've been tripping about some things can't change. Switch at the same time on tape. Same bag in the phone call. Heard that you fought with kill yourself. I was in summer and nobody helped. And ever since then, when I hate myself, wanna fucking end it. Pessimistic. I wanna sleep on the pot to piss in. But never been inside about the grave I'm digging. A conversation about my hate decisions. It's sickening. At the same time, I'm a reason for the break line. But my uncle man with a slip knot. So got the stress got me fucked up. Been fucked up since a couple months they had to lock up.
So that pretty much covers off my little edit course and this video. Once again, map code is on screen or in the description. Code Flea in the item shop if you do want to support more content like this. And I stream just about every day on YouTube, so hit that notification bell to be notified when I go live. Drop a heart in the comments if you made it this far and I'll favorite it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Don't know how to feel now, say that you need me now. Just to know what I am thinking so you can control my feelings. Telling me I'm special, love's different levels. So I never tell you secrets, baby, I am badly beaten. You are a liar, you hurt with desire.